Hi everyone, good morning once again. Good morning, good afternoon, whatever time zone you're joining from. Welcome to the Opolo Global Demo Day for 2025, Q3 2025. So we'll be starting right about now, and I'll be introducing myself for those on the call who do not know me yet. My name is Joba Dejumo, and I lead the Innovation and Entrepreneurship Unit at Opolo Global. And it's been an interesting journey so far. Today is about one thing, right? And that one thing really is to shine the light on the founders, right, who are building meaningful solutions and connecting them to the right people, like the investors on the call, like the partners on the call, the right people, the right capital, the right opportunities to help them grow. This morning, you'll be meeting about 10 early to growth stage startups from our collective called that's Opolo Collective. These founders essentially represent some of the most exciting energy that we're seeing across African innovation, the African innovation space right now. And some of them, like you will see very shortly, are already generating strong monthly revenue and even gearing up for the next phase. So our goal for this session is very simple. And what is it really? We want to see this session essentially spark up two things. And what are those two things? One, access to capital, right? And two, connections and open doors, right? That's essentially what it is for us. So we'll be going straight into the pitches very shortly. Blessing on the call has already shared the schedule for who will be going first and all the way down. Thank you for making up time to be here. And I hope we all have an amazing one, an amazing time. Yeah, so we'll be starting very shortly now. Thanks a lot. Okay, so for the very first startup that we're pitching, can we have Bola from Centiiv? Everyone, you can use your virtual emojis to just applaud her as she comes onto the stage right now. Yeah, thank you. Bola from Centiiv. Bola, can you unmute yourself as go ahead.
Good morning, Trevor. See, what we are doing at Centiiv basically is enable African businesses to simplify payments, especially businesses that are in global commerce. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So we have businesses to simplify payments, and what brought about this problem? What is making us solve this problem? One of the challenges that businesses face, especially in this part of the world, is scaling. From payments to sales to liquidity to trust and all of those things. And I mean, between 1 to 5 years, a lot of businesses shut down due to various factors. And a lot of factors, but the ones that we are trying to solve problems for here at Centiiv boil down to cross-border payments, sales, struggle with sales, liquidity challenges when it comes to making cross-border trades and all of that, especially now that cross-border trades in Nigeria is beginning to spiral up, and then also when it comes to compliance. Next slide, please. Our product combines a multi-currency neobank and also a payment gateway to enable business to collect payments and at the same time store their funds totally in their custody. One of the things that makes us stand out from competitors is the fact that we don't hold funds on behalf of customers. We enable these businesses to hold their funds and initiate payouts in real time. And it boils down to, like I said, a payment gateway which combines both fiat and stable points for payment collection, a multi-currency neobank that has the integrations of both fiat in multiple currencies, that is NGN, USD, Kenyan shillings, Tanzanian shillings, and we are looking to integrate more over time. We also have the integration of stable coins, that is USDT, USDC, CNGN, basically to enable businesses to facilitate payments in a much faster manner. And the good thing is that regardless of what this merchants are being paid in, they get their local currencies in real time, because we leverage liquidity providers in helping them to facilitate payouts in real time. One of the things another thing that makes us stand out is the full stack escrow system. One of the challenges that businesses face, especially when they're interfacing with online customers, is the fact that there is a trust deficit. So we have that full stack escrow system with an inbuilt dispute management system to enable businesses to scale. And even e-commerce startups, tech startups can plug into this. We have the liquidity provisioning system to enable cross-border trades happen much seamlessly. That is, let's assume a merchant in Kenya wants to be able to sell to their customers in the US. By leveraging the liquidity providers, they are able to collect the US, either USD or USDC or USDT, and make payouts to the merchants in Kenya in their local currency. The next slide, please. Next slide, please. Like I said, our product combines of a multi-currency neobank, which helps these businesses to hold funds. We don't hold funds on behalf of customers. It's totally in their custody, from the stablecoin wallets to the fiat, which is being managed by the partner banks, to the payment gateway, which also accepts both fiat and stablecoins. Next slide, please. So far, we've been able to do about $7.6 million in total transaction volume across multiple currencies and multiple payment destinations. Via our developer community or tech startups, we've had over 120,000 API calls via our integration, that is, startups integrating our APIs and all of that. Also, our revenue since inception is about $7,000, over $7,000 as a matter of fact. We are looking to grow to about $1 billion by 2027, and this is very much visible, especially for the fact that we'll be transitioning to Centiiv 2.0. I can confidently tell you that we are profitable at this stage that we are now, and on a month-on-month basis, we record at least 40% growth rate. Next slide, please. The market opportunities boil down to the fact that at the moment, stablecoin is beginning to gain a lot of attention, especially for the fact that it helps simplify payments. So far, we've seen over $1.56 trillion in transaction volume using stablecoins alone. And adoption market cap is to about $2 trillion. And it's, like I said, it's fast growing, and a lot of governments, businesses, entities are beginning to adopt the use of stablecoins. Also, for the fact that it is interoperable with fiat, we've integrated that into our system to enable this business to collect their local currency, regardless of if their customers pay them in USD stablecoins or not. Next slide, please. Like I said, we are profitable. How do we make money? We make money from transaction fees. We charge between 0.3% to 1.2% on transaction fees, whether for collections or for sending abroad. We charge from merchant to payments, customer to merchant payments via the payment gateway. We charge on deposit and withdrawal fees, and we charge subscription fees on our escrow API as well. Next slide, please. Like I said, what makes it stand out? First and foremost, the multi-currency enablement. We have the multi-currency wallets, which these businesses can use to make to hold their funds across different currencies. The escrow infrastructure to enable them to not just collect payments, but also to be able to bridge the trust gap that they have with customers. For startups, they can leverage it in facilitating end-to-end security on their platform, whilst accepting payments on their platform. On-chain support, that is stablecoin capabilities, liquidity on demand via our liquidity provider network, payment gateway plus the API that tech startups can plug into, Matters as an aggregator, real-time FX conversion, leveraging our liquidity providers and developer-focused APIs, and our use case cuts across different sectors, fintechs, e-commerce, B2B commerce, and so on. Next slide, please. Our go-to-market strategies usually boils down to partnerships, liquidity on demand, and the fact that we have a revenue share model that enables partners on the network, especially for liquidity providers, to earn. That is, by doing this, they earn, and they're also able to take away that FX risk from us, at the same time helping these businesses to facilitate payouts. So it's like a win-win-win for everybody. Next slide, please. The team combines of myself. I have a software engineering experience, but now I'm beginning to tilt towards business development. And just recently, I graduated from the Rome Business School Nigeria as an MBA graduate. And also, I have Iyewo, who is the lead engineer. At the moment, we actually have a marketing person, but I mean, just simply because it just joined recently, we still have that particular we consider it blank because there are some milestones we are looking to see before we can, have the person on the deck. We have Toye Kuri as our advisor and also Benga Odimayo. Next slide, please. All right, okay, that will be all. Thank you.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we are looking to raise $1 million, and the purpose of this $1 million combines of operations, which is 30%, 5% for marketing and sales, team and infrastructure 20%, and also licensing. We've actually grown to that stage where licensing is very, very important for us at this point in time. And that's on the fact that it's going to ease our operations. We're also looking to use it to leverage, and we're also looking to use it to capitalize on other B2B commerce or fintechs to cover their compliance, and also at the same time use them to have them integrate our infrastructure. We're also helping them to cover the compliance side of things. And our licensing boils down to a PSSP license and probably a VASP license, considering that we deal in stable coins. Next slide, please. Next slide, please.
Okay, I think that's all. Bolariwa, I think that's the end of the presentation. Thank you for pitching. So at this point, we'll be taking questions, and we'll be taking questions from the audience. If there's any questions or comments for Bolariwa, please, you can just unmute yourself to go ahead and ask her. But just before that, I sent a message on the chat box. We noticed that there's a technical glitch that makes some guests on the call to show up as Joba Dejumo. So if you fall into that category, kindly change your name. Thank you so much. So we're going to be having questions for Centiiv at this point in time, and we'll just have dedicated 3 minutes to that. If anyone has any questions, you can go ahead before we go on to the next startup that we'll be pitching. Thanks again. Any questions? Okay. Okay, that's so. Thank you, Bolanwa. Thank you, Centiiv. We'll just go on to the next team at this point. So, just a quick housekeeping rules. Please, founders on the call, you have just 5 minutes for your pitch session, and 3 minutes for questions and answers. 5 minutes for the pitch, 3 minutes for questions and answers from the audience of investors and partners on the call. So we'll be going up to the next startup right now, and the next startup is Niteon. Niteon is essentially an AI-powered B2B export marketplace covering or connecting rather verified African vendors and manufacturers to the international audience. Niteon is founded by Tony Onse. He's on the call. And Tony, are you ready to pitch now? Can you come up to the stage?
Yes, I'm good to go.
Are you there, Tony?
Yes, I am. Can you hear me? I'm good to go.
Awesome. Yeah. So yes, let's have Tony now. Cool. So please we'll share the slides shortly for Niteon. But just before Tony starts, quick housekeeping rules again. If you notice that your name is showing up as Joba Dejumo on the call, kindly change it to technical glitch. And secondly, the startups have 5 minutes to pitch, and we have a 3 minute slot for questions and answers from the audience. Thanks a lot. So over to you, Tony, and Centiiv.
Yeah, so I've requested assets, but I'm trying to see if I can control it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. I can't see the slide. don't know if everyone can see the slide.
I think you should just no need to request access for the screen anymore. Just the team will handle the projection. Yeah. Just,
Okay. All right. Good morning, everyone. I'm Tony Rose. I'm the founder and CEO of Niteon. We are currently the third largest digital export solution in Nigeria. What that means is that we make up a large portion of mineral products leaving Nigeria to the US and the UK. But rather than pitch, let me just take you on the journey. So the next slide.
I think we can't hear you very well,
So next
Tony.
slide.
Next slide. You need to increase your.
Yeah. So is it better now?
Yes, we can hear you clearly now. Go ahead.
Okay. So because I was speaking earlier, but I think is it fine if I turn on my video?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So like I said, we're currently the third largest digital export solution in Nigeria. We make up a large portion of export from Nigeria to the US and the UK. And rather than pitch, I would like to take you on the journey. So first off, let's start with the facts. In 2021, the international market lost over 23 billion in trade fraud. That same year, African manufacturers lost over 37 billion in food waste or products that they could not export to the international market. And I can tell you firsthand that my grandfather used to be one of Nigeria's leading exporters of cocoa from Nigeria to the cocoa, some of the biggest China today. But one of the major challenges is lack of verified quality manufacturers. Secondly, is lack of access to trade financing for businesses. And then thirdly, is lack of sustainable logistics. Next slide. So what we've done is that we've built an AI-powered B2B marketplace that aggregates African manufacturers to international buyers. So we started off by building a marketplace, and that was successful. And then we now suddenly built a neobank solution to provide trade finance to manufacturers, and then built a supply chain management solution to now help our buyers internationally simplify their entire supply chain solution process, which means currently we are one of the few platforms that have a marketplace, a neobank solution, and a fleet management solution all in one. Next slide. Sorry, next slide. So with how big the enterprise solution is that we have, we've then decided to build Kunte. So Kunte is what we would call an AI shopping assistant that helps our buyers or sellers navigate the entire enterprise solution. Meaning that you can simply go on the platform and say, "Hi Kunte, I'm looking to buy $100,000 worth of sesame seed that's available to ship in 2 weeks." And Kunte will automate the entire process from your buying pattern to your options of the way you want to deliver to product specifications and all that. So currently, Kunte is the AI brain behind our enterprise solution across the three arms of Niteon. Next slide. So the market is a very large market. The African export market is a $1.1 trillion market. But for now, we are focusing on 4 markets as our main interest for the next 18 months, which is Nigeria, Ghana, Kenya, and South Africa, which is an $11 billion market. Next slide. So with how far we've grown in the last 3 years, in 2023 we did over $85,000 in revenue. But in 2024 we did over $351,000 in revenue, a GMV of $1.1 million, with over 500 manufacturers, and created over 7,000 jobs last year. This year we've crossed the 50,000 monthly recurring revenue, which is on a road to get to $1 million this year. Next slide, please. So how do we make money? Simply, we have a commission on every product listed on the platform that is automatically added. Secondly, it's a subscription model for buyers or sellers to get access to Kunte, that's the AI solution we built, and then become a Prime member. Thirdly, is the interest we charge on the capital we provide to manufacturers. Next slide. So yes, there are some players in the space, but none of the players in the space has a neobank solution embedded into them, as well as a supply chain solution. And most of them are not government backed, unlike us. And then we are currently one of the only few platforms that are using AI to automate our entire process, which is global standard. So we are building our software solution for global standard and not just for the African market. Next slide. So how do we get our customers? Simply two simple ways. SEO, trade shows, and guerrilla marketing is how we attract our customers. Referrals, trade association, and insider is how we go after our customers. And that's how we basically do the business to scale really, really fast. Next slide. So this is the team. I'm Tony, the founder and CEO. Daniel is who is my co-founder and CTO. We've worked on one company before, so this is our second company. Anastasia joined us as our chief marketing officer, and Joha joined us as our chief sales officer. And then we have a team spread across Nigeria, US, and the UK. Next slide. So yeah, so what's our reach? We've been able to supply the Middle East market, the South Asian market, the US and the UK market. And then we've raised our pre-seed led by Seedstar and Zenith Bank. And then we have government backing from Development Bank of Nigeria, Bank of Industry. And last year, we acquired a company in Pakistan, making us one of the few companies in Nigeria playing in the South Asian market. And this year, we acquired a US FDA license, making us one of the 4 companies in Africa that has a partnership with FDA continentally. Next slide. So we are raising our seed round. We're raising a 5 million debt round to provide invoicing and trade financing, which is debt for our manufacturers. And then we're raising a 1.5 equity round to purely push into market and customer acquisition. We built our infrastructure to understand the market. We've scaled rapidly. And so for us, it's acquiring new customers. Next slide. So in conclusion, we know that we are building a major solution. We are building a solution that solves a major problem for Africa, and we are doing it with the right backing and with the right partnership. So join us in preventing global crisis for food shortage as we make Africa the leading export solution for Africa. As we make Niteon the leading solution for Africa. Thank you very much. I'm open to questions.
Amazing. Amazing. Thank you so much, Tony, from Niteon. Such an interesting product. Does anyone have any questions from the audience? We have 3 minutes allotted for questions, and Tony is available to answer them. Anyone from the audience, you can just go ahead to either unmute yourself or raise your hand, and you'll be allowed to ask your question to Tony from Niteon. Anyone from the audience? Okay, I think looks like we'll be going to the next. Now, does anyone have any questions? Just check it in the room before we go on to the next person in the call.
I just had a quick question. Looking to
So we'll go on.
yeah, thank you. I think it was Tony. Niteon looks really good. Just a very quick question. Regarding your raise. You're raising $5 million. Looks like convertible note, right? So is that a debt? Is that, or is just strictly interest on the $5 million? So you're going to pay back with interest, and then the 1.5 equity. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Okay, so yes, so the 5 million is purely debt. So we know that we are looking at a single digit for a 5 to 7 year duration. So that facility is purely going into providing credit to manufacturers. We have literally at this point almost 6,000 manufacturers. So we want to be able to provide debt for most of those businesses, which is invoicing or trade financing. So that's purely debt at an interest rate for a duration of 5 to 7 years. While the equity is purely equity, this is not a safe round. So we've raised safe for our pre-seed. So for our seed round, we're raising a purely equity round. And that's the use case for both the debt and the equity currently.
Okay. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other questions for Tony before we move on to GrinaPay? GrinaPay, please get ready. David from GrinaPay, please get ready. While we await any other questions for Tony from Niteon. Yeah. Okay, so we'll go on to the next founder. Are you there, David? Can you just unmute yourself to confirm?
Yes, I'm here.
Amazing. All right, so we'll be handing it over to you now. And you can start as soon as the presentation goes into full screen. You can start. Thank you.
Okay, greetings everyone. I'm sorry I'm a bit late. I was actually driving and trying to join. It was kind of glitching. So I had to park just to rush up to join. Yeah, I am David Olomati, co-founder at GrinaPay Technologies. GrinaPay is a platform that is bringing care home. We have brought care to remittance. We have a team of 6. You can move the slide. We have a team of 6, and the 6 of us, 5 of us are core members. We have one person who is not permanently with us, who is part-time. Yeah, our platform enables Africans in the diaspora to support dependents back home with care and control. Care in the sense that you can send this support even when you do not have the money. Like you can do this sending when your salary is in a few weeks' time. You do your sending and then you pay back to us in installments. And for control, in the sense that you know where this fund is going to. You are sending this fund to dependents back home to maybe do a project. We ensure that the merchants are verified, whatever project you're doing is verified before the fund is even sent. So it's not like every other platform that you go to, they just want to deposit the funds for you. With GrinaPay, we verify, we ensure that your fund is not going to be lost. The stories where I'm doing a project and it never got done, I never got to finish my project, I never saw it happen. We are ensuring that that stops. So that's bringing control into the remittance world. At the moment, we have around 1,600 users who are free users using the platform. We have free users on the platform. We have premium users. For the free users, we do not verify them. We do not do any verifications for them. They just do the normal thing, the normal remittances. But then for our premium users who get to pay $50 to get into the platform, we verify for them, and then they have upfront, they can decide the BNPL thing where we send and then they pay back to us in installments. We have a lot of excited users already. We are focused on Nigeria at the moment, though we have received signups from Kenya, from Ghana. Yesterday, we even executed a request from Kenya. It was just a trial. But at the moment, we are focused on Nigeria, and we have a lot of users from the UK, from US. We are monetizing globally. Even though our beneficiaries are in Africa, we're monetizing globally. So wherever you are, we'll verify you from Canada, US, as long as you're an African, and then our partners are able to verify you that you have a job, you can handle whatever your dependents need back home. You can get these requests done and we'll sort you out. So this keeps investors safe. It keeps investors safe. The idea of I'm investing in Nigeria and the currency volatility and all of it, investors are safe from this part because we're operating from here. We're operating directly from the US, and this has kept us safe so far. We have just closed our family and friends round, and so far we have 200 premium users. We have increased to 250 premium users as at this morning. The reason we have this number of premium users is because we need funds to operate the premium users. Premium users are allowed to request for $500 to $1,000 for their dependents. So the funds need to be available for us to do that. We have a lot of people willing to activate, but because of the limited availability of funds, that's why we are activating them as we go. We don't want to get into the problem where lots of people are making requests and we cannot fulfill them. Yeah, so far we've been getting returns also from those who have made requests earlier from a few months ago when we started testing the platform. We've been getting returns and everything is coming in from the currency where you are. So it still keeps investors safe from currency volatility and keeps our income stable. We are able to operate the platform from the subscription that's coming in. So whatever raises we're getting gets into operations immediately. We're not putting everything in development. It is a large market opportunity. We can't keep talking about remittances. We already know it's billions, that's sent to Africa from everywhere, and it's time to really get these funds in proper use in Africa, respecting those who are actually doing the work and sending the money to Africa, not just people sitting in Africa receiving money and never getting things done. So GrinaPay respects your hustle and ensures that your money gets to the right source. Yeah, I think I have covered all of it from the slide, and I will be happy to answer any questions from anywhere.
Amazing. Thank you, David. Great product. Interesting approach from other models that are quite popular in the market. So yeah, do we have any questions from the audience? Any questions from any of the investors and partners on the call for GrinaPay?
Hi,
Quite
David. Thank you for that. I'm not sure if I missed it. Did you say how much you were looking forward to raise and what
No,
that
I didn't say that. It's in the slide though. We are actually
bit more
looking
about
to
that,
raise.
and what you'd be using it for?
Yeah, I actually mentioned what we'll be using it for, even if I didn't mention the amount. That was because we just closed the round a few weeks ago. And so we are actually looking to raise a 500,000. And what we're using these funds for is for operations, like I said, operating staff salary, everything is sorted from subscription. So whatever comes in gets into operations. In our platform, $100,000 is needed to operate 200 users. So if we have 500,000, it means we can comfortably activate 1,000 premium users, and we're sure to operate 1,000 premium users ongoing. Like it keeps going because this money goes, it comes back, it goes, it comes back. So if 500,000 can comfortably operate 1,000 users as, on a rolling basis.
Okay.
Thanks.
Awesome. So I think we have a question from Adestoji. You can go ahead, please.
Yes, thank you. So my question is, in terms of remitting money from overseas to Nigeria, there's so many platforms that you can do that for free. But you said you're going to be verifying to make sure if you're a premium user, to make sure what you send the money for is being used appropriately. I'll need a little bit more clarification in how you do that. And also the money that is remitted, in what currency do you pay it to the recipient at home? Is it going to be in the local currency, or do they get it in dollars? And how do you determine the exchange rate? And then the other thing is, you said how much you want to raise, but in terms of your projection, so if you asking somebody to invest or you want to raise 500,000, what is your projection in terms of profitability? How much? A $500,000 investment, how long is it going to take for you guys to generate that money back in profit? Or to recover that, and then also to make profit. So that's just I didn't get a clear view of that.
Okay, for your first question, what differentiates us from the market? We had a guy from Japan who is building a hostel in Oka. This guy has been building this hostel for some years before he joined GrinaPay. And when he joined us, he asked us to verify the merchants that's providing cement at the site, because the funds he's spending were actually too much. So we verified this merchant and asked the merchant to send us the inventories, that the payment would begin to go through us. So when we did this verification, he discovered that the amount of money, because he didn't tell us the amount of money, he wanted us to do the research and get back to him. So he discovered that he's actually been paying triple the actual amount of money for the delivered bags of cement at the site. So through us, we were able to verify that. And now we did some payments for him. We bought around 150 bags of cement for him, and he's paying back in installments. Conveniently, he's happy because we just paid what he would have paid 3 times at once to get this thing done. And there are lots of other persons who are suffering this pain. We paid school fees to Babcock University just a few days back also. This same man has been paying the school fees for the child and then money has been getting lost. Stories have been happening. But then now we are paying directly to Babcock University. He has nothing to worry about. So every remittance company, you could just remit money to your family members to get these things done. But we care about these people. We want to do further verifications to ensure that whatever you are paying for gets in for the right purpose. That's one. And then for our valuation, we're currently at $3 million valuation. And if you need to see financials, I mean, we have very simple financials that explains how these transactions are going to be done and how the incomes are going to come in. So with 500,000, if you look at the financials, you can see how much it's going to come back and the time it's going to take for this money to come back to us. Yeah, so I can share that with you if you would want to look at the financials further. Yeah, I don't know if I answered your questions.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
you
that's
brought
fine. Thank you.
awesome. Thanks, David. So I think that'll be all for GrinaPay. We're going up to the next startup at this point in time, and that is Ule Homes. I'm personally excited about this company because of how well they've grown in the last 11 months, right? I've had personal interactions with them, and Ule Homes is basically sort of a rent financing platform that allows for individuals within Nigeria, within the African markets, to essentially ease the way they pay their rent, right? So we'll be having Chisom from Ule Homes come to present, and I think the team is just going to put up the slide right now. Chisom, are you there? Can you just say hi to everyone?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Amazing, we can hear you.
Okay.
So, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Awesome. So we'll be having you now. Thank you. You can go ahead.
Right. Hi. Good morning, everyone. My name is Chisom Okore, and I'm the co-founder and chief operations officer at Ule Homes. 2 years ago, my landlord chased me out of my apartment because I couldn't afford to pay my rent. Apparently, I had gone ahead to increase my rent by more than 60% when I was supposed to renew it. Thankfully, I had to go to school, right? So that sort of was an escape route for me to attend my postgraduate program at the Nigerian University of Technology and Management. And thankfully, it was a fully residential program, so I didn't need to pay the extra 60%. Please, next slide. So at the back of my mind, I realized that, okay, this was an actual problem. If I didn't need to go to school, what would have happened? Would I have, left the apartment? Would I have just, start calling people out, to help me? That would be a burden to maybe my friends or my family, right? Interestingly, when I got to school, we're having conversations and my co-founders, right, experienced similar issues. So we said to go into the market to see if this was an actual problem, and to see if there was something around it, right? Just to get feedback and insight. And we did a lot of surveys and we got market indication that that highlight that this is an actual problem and that many people actually go through this situation. And they would really appreciate a company that could help solve it, right? Next slide. So in the process, we noticed and we got to realize that Lagos rent has soared by more than 91% in the last 5 years, right? Young people, struggle with high cost of rent, increase in the rent, right? Tight budgets, limited access to, finances, right? This is a country where the average salary is around 200 to 400, maybe 500,000 naira. I expected to pay your rent upfront, right? You're supposed to pay 1 million, 2 million naira. Sometimes your landlord even asks you to pay for 2 years, right? How are you supposed to get the money, right? So this sort of creates a lot of anxiety, financial anxiety for people because they have other competing needs as professionals. They want to, upskill, they want to expand, they want to, just enjoy life at least, right? At bare minimum. Employers, on the other hand, want happy and productive employees, but when employees come, asking for increments in their salaries, salary advance, people just are unhappy, right? And that sort of always, reduces productivity level in organizations. Next slide. This is why Ule Homes in the market. We're a flexible rent payment solution that helps employers provide rental perks for their employees, right? And this also helps them build their credit scores. Next slide. Our typical customer persona is a professional that earns salary on a monthly basis, right? And wants to just improve lifestyle, want to live, to grow and upskill and, have savings, right? And as opposed to having to deposit a large lump sum of money to their landlord, all in the name of paying rent. And afterwards, they can't feed themselves, they can't transport themselves to work and all. Next slide. We also have partnerships with companies, organizations that are that want positive work environments, want to reduce, cost of recruitment costs, right? They want to also increase staff, right? So we partner with them to be able to help them pay for their staff's rent in little installments and monthly. Next slide. Next slide. So our typical customer journey, right? A customer finds wherever they want to live, right? They apply on our platform with the KYC. So we have our eligibility criteria. If they qualify, we go ahead to disburse to them, right? Based on the requirements we set, right? And if they don't qualify, we go ahead to have conversations with them, send them emails, explain to them why they don't qualify and what they can do better to qualify, right? We've had to reject some customers, but then when we have conversations with them, we realize that, oh, this person was actually, maybe from their statements, this person has sort of provided clarity on what we needed to know. I'll go ahead to disburse, right? And they come back very thankful that we're able to help them sort out their rent and they pay us back monthly. Next slide. So our business model right now, we have partnerships with 4 financial institutions, right? These financial institutions give us credit at a certain percentage, right? Take for instance a 2%. We have a financial partner that gives us at a 2% interest rate on a monthly basis. We in turn give our customers at a 2.9% interest rate, right? We also charge a 2.5% one-off facilitation fee. So we understand how, we want to make it easy for people to pay rent, and, increasing the interest rate to a 5 or 6% would just be outrageous for many people who are trying to survive. And this sort of, increases default rate. Next slide. Our computer analysis right now, we charge the lowest 2.9% when we started off, right? But even as at today, we've reduced it to 1.7% because of a financial partner that we've been sort of chasing for a while. But now, because of the progress we've made, they have come to us, to partner with us, right? So they currently give us interest loan at an interest rate of 1.7%. We understand how Lagos rents can be, right? If you find an apartment today, your agent or your landlord expects you to make payment today. If not, they would give it to someone else, right? So we've created a system where we disburse in 24 to 36 hours, right? Depending on how fast you get all your documentations. Also, we don't place restrictions on the kind of houses you finance, right? Just look for the apartment where you want to live and we'll do KYC on both you and the apartment, right? We've also embedded savings into our platform so people can also get to save for their rent, right? And also get to receive interest at the end of their loan repayment period. Next slide. So attraction so far, over the past 8 months, we've been able to partner with 6 property management companies. We have 4 financial partners, right? And 13 organizations. We've also been able to get 7,000 signups, right? And with just a Google form, we've been able to disburse $62,000, right? Across 142 paying customers. And these customers need their rent to be renewed, right? So at least we'll have on our pipeline $47,000 right, to be disbursed in the coming months. Next slide. So our market size, on an average, we make a $150 from one customer, and that's multiplied by 8 million professionals in Lagos alone. That accrues to $1.2 trillion market across Lagos and growing. Next slide. So the pilots, we have Omolade Akinmi, who is our CEO. She has 6 years plus experience in software engineering. We have Aziz Abdulakim, who is our CFO. He has 4 years plus experience in venture capital and also has background in finance. And there is me, who has 2 years plus experience in entrepreneurship, business development, and strategy and operations. Next slide. So our asks, right? Everything we've done so far has been from the pocket of the founders, right? We've not raised any external funding. We don't have any external means of getting money. So everything has been from sheer resilience, discipline, and also a drive to ensure that we solve this problem and we give as many people access to opportunities to pay their rent on a monthly basis, right? So we are requesting for a $200,000 projected runway for 24 months, right? This would give us a boost. We've been able to achieve partner with 10 organizations for financial partners. We need to give these guys customers. We need to give them leads, right? And this funding, we are looking at spending it on marketing, creating awareness, partnerships, and also building our web app, right? Because the kind of customers that we target don't need to see a Google form. They want to see a platform that actually works, right? This sort of creates credibility and also shows that we're very serious. And also our staff, right? Right now we work with interns, right? And we want to convert them to, full-time staff, right? Because these guys do excellent work and they deserve to be appreciated, right? We also have some licenses and some certifications, right? So we have a different demographics of customers customers that want to own properties. They don't just want to rent. So we are in conversations with Stanbic IBCT to help with mortgage financing, right? We are closing that out soon and would launch that aspect of the business. So people both abroad and in Nigeria can get to own, property spread across 20 years and can access up to 100 million naira in financing for their houses. Next slide. Okay, so in the next 24 months, right, with funding, we'll be able to have our web app ready, right? We'd also be able to onboard landlords, agents, and more property management companies, and also partner with at least 300 companies, corporate organizations, and disburse before the end of this year. We hope that we'll be able to disburse at least $300,000, right, which is around 500 million naira in loans to users, to our current customers, and also to new customers. Thank you so much.
Amazing, well done. And great stuff. Just does anyone in the audience have any questions for Ule Holmes? Chisom from Ule Holmes. I'm sure they'll be happy to. Yeah, Adesoji, of course. Please go ahead to ask your question.
So nice presentation. So you asking for $200,000? Is this a loan, or you asking for somebody to invest $200,000 in your company as a form of, is it to buy stake in your company? And if it's to buy stake, what percentage of the company are you offering for $200,000? Or are you just asking for a loan that you're going to pay back?
Okay. So we are asking for equity, right? We have currently valued at $1.5 million, right? So that's around 13% of the company. So it's not a loan. It's for equity.
So it's to buy equity in your company. And what is, in terms of projected revenue? In 5 years, how much do you see you guys making in overall sales? And then what was the projected profit? Because that determines.
So project?
No.
Yeah.
The reason I'm asking, so if you're asking me to invest $200,000, it's not a loan, so I'm taking a risk. So my question is, what is the in terms of your projections? What is the short term was, medium term was, long term? So if I invest money, I expect to get return on my money. So how long am I looking at before I start getting return on my money? That's basically what my question breaks down to.
Okay, awesome. So we are looking at having at least 3x of what we currently do, right? With the right push and with the right, investment amounts, right? So we are not necessarily, I don't want to use the word scale. We want to accelerate, we want to boost, right? We've not gotten the product market fit yet, right? We are looking at, working towards that, right? So when we are looking at raising for that, right, then we can pay back, the 200K that was invested initially, right? In subsequent round. This is our pre-seed round.
Thank you.
All right.
Awesome. I think there's a question from Joshua. Joshua, you can go ahead to ask your question as well.
Yes, hi. Just good presentation. So I just have one question. So the question that I have is focused around how do you guarantee that the renters actually pay back, and how do you guys limit the risk on defaulted payments?
Okay. All right. So we partner with companies, right? So that way, the HR sort of does direct debits from the salary account of these tenants, right? But aside from that, we've also included insurance, right, into it. So we have PRA insurance, that is helping us out with insurance. And so far, we've gotten 0 default rates, right? All we've had is maybe customers' salary being delayed and all, but they eventually pay, right? But then we have insurance backing just in case anything happens. But we'll do direct debit on the salary account. Yeah.
Yeah, but you have to think about it at this point, because that's possible because you guys are just starting out. But as you scale, right? So more customers, right? More money that's being dispersed, right? And then even that 0% starts to go up a little bit more, right? So insurance might cover it, but are you saying insurance covers the full amount of the defaulted payments?
Yes, so the partnership we have, right, they cover. So, the customer initially would pay the premium fee, right, at the very beginning. So the insurance company has that sorted. So if a customer defaults, the insurance company pays us back, and then they handle the customer that has defaulted.
Okay. Thank you. That's awesome. Thank you.
Amazing. I think we will be going up to the next founder now. Thank you, Chisom. Amazing stuff. So we'll be going up next to Osusu by Pack and Pay. And we have the founder here, Ifunaya Otike Odibi. I think I'm most excited about this company as well. Very amazing product that you're building. I mean, some of us that are Nigerians here we might be familiar with the term Osusu, right? And I think you find what they're doing quite interesting. So up next again is Ifunaya. Ifunaya, are you ready? Can you unmute yourself to indicate its readiness?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Amazing. So I think the slide should come up shortly now, and once it's up, you can start. Okay, so over to you, Ifunaya.
All right, thank you. Hi,
Yes.
everyone. Ifunaya Otike, CEO and co-founder of Osusu by Pack and Pay. Next slide, please. So I'm going to start with a story. So this is Chinenye. Chinenye is paying, running her expenses, and she wants to buy food, and she's constantly under pressure because of the rising inflation of food. Every time she goes to the market, prices have gone up, but her income is still the same amount. Next slide, please. So Chinenye is just a piece of the 40 million households in Nigeria that pass through the same problem. So the solution that we have brought for this company is, for this the families we have a digital layaway system that allows families or users to lock in the prices of food, and then you pay in manageable installments. So what that means is let's say you want to buy a bag of rice in December, and you want it for a future date. You can lock the current price of that bag of rice and then pay it in installments until the day that you need it. Next slide, please. So the opportunity we're looking at here in Africa, the African informal retail is a $1.4 trillion market. And Nigeria, when we zoom into Nigeria, it becomes a $30 billion market. And if we digitize just 10% of that in Nigeria, we're looking at a $300 million market. Next slide, please. So Osusu stands out from its competitors like Alezo and Trade Depot, who focus on funding or giving products to retailers. We look at the final consumer and retailers as well. So because of our dual monetization system, we are able to build strong structures and systems to be able to reach the final consumer. And we have a layaway system. No other company has a layaway system that allows you to pay in installments for food in Nigeria. Next slide, please. So traction. These are not just numbers that we're calling it. We've been in the business, in the informal retail space for 5 years now. And in the last year alone, we did 2.3 million in annual revenue. We have a strong network of retailers and a very strong network of FMCG manufacturers. Some of these FMCG manufacturers, we are the top 2 wholesalers, e-commerce wholesalers for them in Nigeria. And all this we've been able to achieve in Rivers State, Port Harcourt alone. Most 99% of our revenue comes from Port Harcourt. So Osusu by Pack and Pay is the vehicle that we are using to then launch across different states in Nigeria and Africa. Next slide, please. So how we project Osusu to grow. Currently, we have 1,000+, that's currently 2,000 now, active users. with an average basket size of $90, an annualized revenue of $1.8 million. In 6 months, we project that to be $10.8 million. And by the end of 2026, we expect the annual revenue to be $54 million. We've been able to achieve these numbers, and we project more with our team, led by Mr. Andrew, CEO. Been voted twice as top 25 CEOs of Nigeria, myself, who has led e-commerce businesses to annual revenues of 1 million. Our CFO, Mr. Larry, who is ex-GT Bank at PwC, and our CPO, Mr. Temitope, who has built for companies like OLX, Careers24, and others. Next slide, please. So we are targeting a raise of $1.5 million through a safe and direct equity. Our valuation cap is 12 million post-money. We're using the money, 60% of the money is going to go into our inventory. 20% goes into the creating a stronger product, a stronger app, and creating a team that can manage the app. The remaining 20% goes towards growth and marketing. So thank you, everyone. We're looking for partners who are willing to come on board to help us to solve, the effect of food inflation in Nigeria. Thank you.
Amazing. Thanks, Ifunanya. Okay, cool. I think we have a question already from Ope. You can go ahead, Ope.
Good afternoon. Thanks, Ifunanya. I don't know if you said it or maybe I missed it. Is your solution bulk buying, or you're just hedging to the risk of inflation? Are you bulk buying? Because if you wanted to understand what kind of storage, how long it is, those who are actually forward, is almost like futures on and hedging. How exactly you dispersing the actual food stuff?
Okay, thank you very much for that question. I was looking for an opportunity to explain this. So we have a dual monetization per se. Pack and Pay is an established company who has been in the informal retail space and been transacting with the retailers and manufacturers. We are very strong in our distribution network. So, like you said, we will be hedging against inflation for the buyers. When you lock in your price, we're not just buying it and stockpiling it. No, we use the money that we get from you, and then we trade it actively on the Pack and Pay side. Because we already have a huge demand on Pack and Pay side, where you need, it's basically like a source of funding for us to be able to carry out those transactions. At a certain update, the system tells us that, okay, this person's order is due in a month. So we get everything that we need. In terms of the risks to it, we do not list products that we are not sure that we would have at the time. And we also have bundles that give let's say, a range of products instead of specific items. So let's say you want spaghetti, you want rice, you want this at this in this range. You can go on the platform, you place the order, and then we may not be able to get a certain bag of rice, but you will be able to get this quality from Olam's or from Big Book, TGI. You have it delivered to you whatever location you're in.
Okay, I think Mokwe has a follow-up question. Before we take Benjamin, I think we'll take the follow-up question from Mokwe.
Thank you for that. It's just a quick one. I just wanted to know if you're holding forward funds, is there a licensing requirement? So
it's not really, well, we are not sure if there is. That's to be fair. There's a licensing. We don't think that there is. We've looked for. We're not really holding the funds. We are trading. So the money comes in, and then we are trading it, and then we pay. We give you your products that you requested, because you asked for it on a certain date. It's not like we're giving this interest or anything, appreciating it. No. So I don't think there's license.
All right, I'll just advise that you actually look into that properly. All right,
Yes,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Awesome. I think we'll go next to Benjamin now. You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, thanks, Joba. Yeah, great presentation. Well done. Actually, Mokpe sort of asked the questions, one of the questions I had in mind, and yes, I'll definitely re-echo that you definitely should look into the licensing part of things. Yeah. Secondly, just to learn more about your value chain, I'm not sure you mentioned this or I caught it earlier, but do you handle logistics of this farm produce to the final consumers?
Yes, we partner with logistics companies. Currently, we have a partner with GIG Logistics. We have different partners actually on our system. So we saw, once we launched, we saw a huge demand from customers in diaspora wanting to send food back home to their loved ones. So we had to come up with different logistic partners. Some GIG Logistics can take it to your door, but the cost is higher. So we have high-grade logistic partners and low-grade logistic partners. But for everyone, we ensure that the product is delivered, and we take the responsibility to make sure that the product is delivered to the final consumer.
Okay, so the reason why I asked is just to ensure that your startup is, or your solution is totally asset light. So no storage, no fleet management, all of that, right?
Yes. So in terms of storage, we already have, like I said, we have a trading company. That's the pack and pay. It's a trading company. So Osusu product. So we already trade. We have storage for our trading business already. So we're using, Osusu is coming on the back of that. So we're already using established business expense, operational needs and assets to run Osusu.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Any final questions for Osusu before we go on to the next? I think next is Biodun from GetWater. Any questions? Okay. In that case, we'll be going up next to GetWater. Thank you, Funaya. Thank you for the session. Yeah, so we're going up next to GetWater Biodun. So GetWater is essentially solving a very interesting problem in Nigeria and Africa, access to clean water. And I think that's also a very interesting place to have a look at. So the team will be sharing the slide now while Biodun comes up stage. Biodun, can you just confirm that you can hear me?
Yes, Joba, good afternoon. I can hear you clearly.
Okay, amazing. So for Joshua and Benjamin, can you kindly can you take down your hands just so we don't have confusion? Joshua and Benjamin. So over to you, Biodun.
Good afternoon, everyone. We are Hydropool Limited, and our solution is GetWater Africa, a clean and reliable water delivery solution. Next slide. Access to clean water shouldn't be a luxury. These and many other conversations we have almost every now and then at Hydropool. With my personal experience growing up in Lagos, we used to have a neighbor called Mama Ifoma. As early as 5 a.m. in the morning, Mama Ifoma has already filled 2 buckets of water. 1 bucket for our children to have their bath before going to school in the morning, and the other bucket to cook a meal. She sourced for this water from the street vendors. We call them Merua. They sell water in yellow jerry cans in their trolleys. This water is unsafe and is not clean. But as for my farmer, she has no choice because she has to cook for her children. She also has to clean her home. And the small catering business she's running from her home heavily depends on clean water as well. She needs clean water to make food. She needs clean water to clean her shop. She also needs clean water to serve her customer generally. Every day she's gambles between clean water, delivery time, and access to clean water, basically. According to World Health Organization, over 2 billion people worldwide and 1 out of 4 persons lack access to clean water in their various homes. The Federal Ministry of Water Resources has also estimated that by year 2050, demand will exceed supply by 40%.
Just checking in, is Biodo, are you still there?
Next slide. Yes, next slide.
Are you still there, Biodo? You're muted, Biodo.
Okay, sorry, I think it was a problem from my network.
Okay, yeah, you can go ahead now.
Okay, so how it works, think of the like of Uber Eats today. Think of the likes of Glovo and other digital solutions that solves real life problem. At GetWater, you get on our platform as a customer, create an account, request for water, make payments, and you have water delivered to your doorstep. Next slide. Our attraction is visible. Over time, we've been able to maintain over 160 active customers for B2B B2C customers. For the past 7 months, we've been able to grow our. This has also allowed us to supply over 6 million liters of water within Lagos alone. Next slide. There's a huge opportunity in this market as our serviceable obtainable market is capped at 3.2 billion naira. And according to the World Bank Group, Nigeria spends over $700 million annually on alternative source of water. Next slide. Next slide. Our business model is simple. We have for commission base, also for subscription fee. We also have pay as you use, which allow customer to get on our mobile app, request for water, make payment, and have it delivered to them. Next slide. Our competitive advantage is also clear. Our water is safe, the quality is guaranteed. We also have a system that allows us to directly supply our customer from our tank to their tank. We call it direct vending. This has nothing to do with physical contact, which allows us to have clean water from our tank straight to customer tank. We also have subscription model, which allow us to take some amount of money from our customer, then we deliver to them within the periods of time, basically. Next slide. Our ask is $500,000. This has been broken down in percentage on how it's going to be utilized. Next slide. So our team consists of myself, Ibukun Oluwa Omololu is our CEO. I am the COO, and I also have Ayola Idris, who is also our CTO. We've all both worked in reputable companies like Softcom Limited, Vitrack, and Get Funded Africa. Next slide. At GetWater Africa, we are not just delivering water. We want to make sure access to clean water is easy, is accessible, getting clean water one drop at a time. Thank you for your time. I think that's all.
Amazing. Great. Thanks, Biodun. Do we have any questions for GetWater, the GetWater team? Anyone from the audience wants to ask a question to GetWater? While we wait for that, FirstResponse AI, please begin to prepare yourself. We'll be calling you up shortly while waiting for questions from the audience for GetWater and Biodun. Okay, so I think we just go up to the next person on the row now. Thank you, Biodun. Amazing stuff you're doing with GetWater. Yeah, so we'll be going next to FirstResponse AI. And FirstResponse AI is led by Christopher, whose name sounds like Christopher Emefiele. But yeah, good to have you on this call, Christopher. Are you ready to go ahead now?
I'm ready. I'm ready. Can you hear me? I'm ready.
So,
can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we can hear you, Christopher. So the team will be sharing the slide now. I mean, FirstResponse AI is also doing something very interesting within the health tech industry, utilizing AI, right, to solve a lot of emergency response issues. So yeah, Christopher will be pitching now, and over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Christopher Melissa Jr. I'm the co-founder and CEO of FirstResponse AI, a health tech solution reimagining patient care from pre-care to post-care. We all know that every second counts in an emergency, yet millions of lives are lost when there's a delay. Emergency situations are not meant to be death sentences, but unfortunately today everybody sees it as a death sentence, and that's why we have got FirstResponse AI. Next slide, please. The story is the story of Aisha. Aisha is a young lady who slumped suddenly in the middle of the road in the traffic. Now, Aisha should not have died. She should not have lost her life if only she knew, if she was able to identify her symptoms early or was able to get to the hospital as fast as possible. And this is not just Aisha's story. This is the story of next slide please, about 75% of Nigerians or 75% of patients in Nigerian hospitals who, according to the National Library of Medicine, USA, die upon arrival at the hospital or die before arrival at the hospital or 6 hours upon arrival. Please, next slide. Or 6 hours upon arrival. And it is tied that this according to the NCDC, this makes up for 16% of the annual death rate in Lagos. That is about 10,000 people die annually in Lagos due to delay in accessing help in emergency. Delay in figuring out what's happening in their body, delay in getting the right first aid, delay in their HMO authorization, all sorts of delay. And that is why we have built FirstResponse AI. Next slide, please. We have built FirstResponse AI to be a patient-first intelligent platform that eliminates delays in accessing care from pre-care to post-care through intelligent automation and real-time coordination. So patients don't have to get to the front desk before they begin to get treatment. They get the treatment from their bed space or from their bed when they discover the symptoms. So core features of our product does is AI-powered patient trials and consultations, so patients can report their situation. First of all, get to report to AI diagnoses them and gives them sex triage. Tell them when to go to the hospital, when to get to the hospital, and the first aid to take, and also sends that to the hospital, the nearest hospital. Then for the hospital, we built for them an intelligent platform that manages patients with intake co-pilot, emergency optimizer, AI doc generator, thereby reducing the admission time spent in one seeing a patient and two admitting a patient. We've tested this and we've discovered that we've reduced the time spent in the admin and front desk and the consultation time to all the time put together supposed to be 30 minutes. We've been able to reduce it to about 10, 15 minutes because all of these things are done in seconds. We have also built an HMO dispatch platform where HMOs can be able to coordinate ambulance dispatch and they can dispatch an ambulance to you in 10 seconds. That is just a call. When you get a call to them, the platform dispatches an ambulance to you in 10 seconds. So we are more like an AI-powered emergency management system that covers everyone due to make every second count. Next slide. So we're not just talking, we've made moves. We started building in February 28, and thus far we have, can you show this slide? We have about, we have an MVP working live. We have 300 people actively triaging, booking, and engaging on the platform on a daily basis. Well, we launched our premium services just last week because our beta testing completed in June, and we launched our premium services to the end user last week. And we have about 100 people already subscribing to the premium launch platform in less than 72 hours. 72 hours of launch, we had 700 people on the platform paying, and generated over 100,000 naira in the first week of launch. That's just last week. We have 2 hospitals onboarded. We have, as of today, we have 1 HMO willing to cover their patients, about 8,000 patients. And we have 2 fleet partners to cover 5 states. We've secured partnership with a credit firm because we want to see how patients can also access credit. Amidst many other validations that we have. Next slide, please. It's quite a huge market for us because the total addressable market of the emergency healthcare sector is $1.7 billion in Nigeria. And we're seeking to obtain $500,000 of that market in the first 3 years by thereby positioning FirstResponse AI to not just unlock revenue for us, but also to unlock revenues for hospitals and HMOs, because if we reduce the time spent with which they offer care, then they can be able to attract more patients and more enrollees. Next slide, please. So our business model is accessible, affordable, and scalable. We have the HMOs who are paying us in 2 basic ways. One from the ambulance dispatch, FFS service, and also from a per member per month digital access for their enrollees. We also have the hospitals paying us on a monthly basis 6,000 naira to use our platform to manage their patients, and 100,000 naira annually. We have the AI triad where the end user pays 500 naira per month to access the platform, or 3,000 naira annually. And then we tend to launch the FR credit, where we get 15% interest on a short-term credit you paid for your hospital bills or emergency bills on a 3 months rate. So we intend to do 500 users monthly. That's our projection. We are already over, that's 500 paying users monthly. We're already way over 100 paying users as of today. And that will give us a projected revenue of 625,000 naira monthly from just the end user, average of 60,000 naira from the HMO. Put together, we're making about 1 million naira monthly. That's our projection. Next slide, please. So what makes us stand out is that African emergency system is quite fragmented, with every key player doing amazing stuff, but covering different sectors. But then what we have at FirstResponse AI is more like a unified emergency care platform that is bridging these gaps, meeting delays one second at a time, because what we're building will enable users to stay informed, HMOs will respond early, ambulance will arrive promptly, hospitals will act faster, and patients get attended to on time, thereby making sure that no Nigerian dies ever again waiting for help. Next slide, please. So we are raising our pre-seed as a SAVE at $750K cap of $35,000 to pilot our soft launch of the FR credit, continue with the AI development and enhancement, secure more activations with HMOs and hospitals, user acquisition and campaigns, team operations and hiring, and also cover the legal and the compliance part of it. So together we can make sure no one dies ever waiting for help again. Next slide, please. So we are a team of about 5 people with 2 co-founders, and we are committed to, we are experienced both in the healthcare, and I'm a software developer and a management consultant for over 6 years. And my co-founder is the certified Scrum Master and business-enabled individual amongst other people on the team with our team of advisors. So thank you very much.
Amazing. Great stuff, Christopher. So do we have any questions for Christopher now at this point? We'll be having Runteller come up next. Before that, do we have any questions for the FirstResponse AI team? Okay. Any questions from the audience? I can see some reactions. Okay, I think we'll just move on now. Thank you so much, Christopher. Great one. We're going next to Iyewo from Runteller. Are you with us, Iyewo?
Yes, I am.
So the team will project the slide now. Runteller is basically a fintech that enables offline payments, right? I'm sure it's quite interesting to see how that you can send money via Bluetooth. So yeah, Iyewo will run us through now. You have 5 minutes to pitch. Please try to keep up with the time, and yeah, take it up from there. Thank you.
Right. Thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Iyewo Udo, Chief Operating officer and co-founder at Runteller. With Runteller, you can send and receive money via Bluetooth. Next slide. So some of you may recall sometime in 2022, or thereabout, when the Central Bank of Nigeria decided to change the color of Naira notes and how we had to buy our currency with our Naira. So it was quite challenging for a lot of persons, especially rural dwellers and logistics, in fact, all the SMEs business. So, but imagine a situation where you could make payments without using internet because the load was much on bank servers, the apps, fintechs, it was just too much. What if you could make payments without the use of internet? Imagine an SME owner who sells somewhere and maybe there is a downtime on bank with the bank server or even POS or USSD crash, and then you are there, or even you went to a restaurant to purchase something and you can't pay. So this is where Runteller comes in. With our solution, you can make payments via Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, basically the same technologies that are found in your smartphone. So the basic smartphone can work with our solution, and we enable payments to feature phones via SMS as well. So our user journey is, next slide. Am I in control? Our user journey is quite simple. You download the product, set up your account, and then you create the payment method you want, either of the solutions, and then your customer, whosoever is going to pay you, picks the account or the portal, and then you're good to go. Next slide. Okay, so attraction, our MVP is live on Google Play Store. We have a waitlist of about 1,500 persons and some partnerships on ground. We made, for the highlights, we made semi-finalists at Zest Africa Challenge, Pay Expo Innovation finalists, and also GateX 2025 South-South pitch winner. Next slide. So the market is huge. Imagine Africa, imagine Nigeria, and everybody that uses smartphone or any form of payments technology and make daily payments. Next slide. So who do we serve? Everyday customers, from your transfer, airtime payment, to SMEs, to developers and fintechs through our license. How do we make our money? Basic transaction fees and charges capped at 100 Naira for merchants, and also SDK licensing. So anybody, any fintech, any bank across Nigeria and Africa can utilize our platform to enable transaction via offline channel. Next slide. What are uniqueness? Obviously, if you look at in the market, you won't find any app that enables you to make payments without internet and is secure and then reliable. You can access it as if you're accessing cash from your wallet. Next slide. Go-to-market strategy is simple. We are looking at youth onboarding at scale, strategic partnership, and embedded expansion, and also brand and awareness activation. So within the campuses, within the market range and market, size, market segments, young people, SMEs, and developers and fintechs, which already we have started talks with, and a lot of fintechs, about 6 of them, 5 reached out to us last week through the fintech NGR platform, wanting to integrate our solution to their startups. Next slide. So I am a co-founder, chief operating officer. I'm a certified economist. I deal with the businesses of Runteller, and I've worked with in the startup community for over 7 years as a business development specialist. My co-founder has a very unique skill in building tech products and also in building fintech products in terms of cross remittance products, like with the one in Australia called Cosmo Remit. Next slide. Okay, so we are seeking to raise $250,000 safe at a $2 million valuation with 5% discount, and a milestone and runways for 18 months to do most of these things that we've listed on the pitch deck. So join us to take the next movement of fintech to another level. We don't call ourselves a fintech, we call ourselves a financial inclusion tool. I mean, imagine over 350 million Africans that do not have access to the internet tapping into this opportunity that we have built. Thank you very much.
Amazing. Great one. Thank you for that very interesting run through. Ediomi. So do we have any questions for the Runteller team before we move on to the next on the lineup? Any questions? Okay. Looks like we have no questions for now. Okay, so we're going up next to FriendsNPal. Esther, I think you might need to change your name. You are currently stealing my name, Jobade Jumo.
Oh,
So
sorry.
you need to rename yourself. Yeah, so thank you, Ediomi, and amazing stuff. So we'll be going up next to FriendsNPal. You can just rename yourself to this point. Are you able to do that now?
Yes, I have.
Amazing. Cool. So we're going up next to FriendsNPal now. So over to you, 5 minutes for the pitch and 3 minutes for questions. Over to you.
All right. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. So when you talk about mental health, the first thing that comes to the mind of an average African is madness, right? Someone who is in the psychiatric ward. But one thing we fail to realize is the fact that everyone in this room right now goes through mental health triggers, from stress, anxiety, to even insomnia. And these are the things that we face in our daily lives. According to the WHO, over 100 million people said to suffering from at least one mental health condition or the other. And over 90% of these people can actually access help. And this is due to the stigma, cultural bias, and lack of access to professionals and help as well. Also, there's also one therapist to about 500,000 people. So there's a huge gap in this market, between the gap between FriendsNPal is between the gap between the next slide, sorry. All right. So, and for me, this journey is deeply personal, having lost my mother to depression and also having been diagnosed of ADHD as well. So I'm one who has lived firsthand experience of what it's like to go through a mental health struggle, and someone who's also currently struggling with insomnia as well. Next slide. Now, what makes it interesting is the fact that we're providing a hybrid model where you can have round-the-clock support in your local African dialects and having an AI system that triages, summarizes, and automates our workflows as well. So for us at FriendsNPal, we are more focused on predictive rather than curative, right? Just like every other health tech platform who is like solely focused on curative. So how do we predict these things and prevent these things? So we have the behavioral insights where you're able to put in your data, and it moves from being a conversational AI to a recommendation system. And not just that, it also escalates or triages the cases to our human therapist. Our AI has also been able to reduce clinical admin time by 60% for the therapies by generating therapy notes and summarizing notes as well for the next sessions as well. So we're bridging the gap in access to data of mental health as well as the lack of professionals as well. So the next slide, please. So our Paddy app, what makes it interesting is the fact that it's anonymous and can work offline without internet data through our voice accessibility. It's also localized, and also it's personalized, and the fact that it's WhatsApp first distribution. So aside from the web app and the mobile app version, you can actually just get help directly from the WhatsApp. And so far, we've been able to intercept over 50 suicidal cases just with our triage system. So think of Calm for Africa, think of Wiser for Africa. That's what FriendsNPal is building, right? So we have the AI chatbot, we have the ASMR sounds for those who are struggling with stress. We have where you can track your mood, your journals, your sleep patterns as well. And like I said, it becomes from just a recommendation system, from a conversational system to a recommendation system using your behavioral insights you've built over time. The next slide, please. Now, currently the market size is a $50 billion market, and it's expected to grow 8 times in the next 5 years. The next slide. And our business model is a B2C and a B2B, where we have freemium model, and we have the pay as you go model. Like some of the ASMR sounds and resources are free, And you have access to the paid versions of our AI systems, where you can be able to speak to an AI chatbot in your local dialect as well as in the African accent, unlike Siri, when you use Siri, right? Besides this, you also have access to human therapists. Currently, we have over 3 human therapists on our platform who have expertise in different fields, from occupational therapy to behavioral to CBT experts to educational psychologists and several other fields as well. We also have our B2B packages, and what makes it interesting is the fact that we integrate our services into existing communication tools, right? And we also provide you real-time animational data and analytics from your dashboard. So you're having access to your employees' data, anonymized data, and you're also able to integrate this directly into the communication tools that you already have existing on the platform. The next slide, please. So far, our traction has been quite impressive, I must say. We've done over $51,000 in less than 12 months. I'd say roughly about 9-10 months. We've closed a lot of B2B partnerships with people like Chisco Transport, Fidelity Bank. We're currently strategic partners to Lagos State Government, Ministry of Youth and Social Development. We've seen a 20% increase in new customers sign-ups month over month. And we've done over 10,000 therapy sessions, intercepted over 50 suicidal cases. We also recently raised our pre-seed round, backed by Resilience 17. We've entered 2 international markets successfully. We have a high customer base in South Africa currently. About 35% of our customer base comes from South Africa. Over 20% of our customer base comes from the diaspora, the US, the UK, and Canada. This is from BIPOC groups and immigrant communities as well. And currently, we have an existing MOU conversations with IOM, and we are currently on the United Nations Youth Mental Health Board. And aside this, our AI has seen a high completion rate on average of 10 minutes, and our therapists have cited that PAL has helped expedite treatment timelines for us as well. The next slide. So our team is made up of individuals who have lived this experience firsthand, who have clinical experience and technical experience. Now, one thing that makes it exciting is the fact that I did write the code base of FriendsNPal. So the app that you see today was written by me, and I have a background in public health, tech, and I've also worked in scalable businesses, having worked with the Netherlands consulates, the banking sector, and several other amazing sectors. And my CTO, who also has been diagnosed with neurodivergence and has experience building NLPs and AI systems, and our lead psychologist who works on the evidence-based CBT practices, which are trauma and WHO trauma-informed, which we use on our platforms as well. Next slide. So our funding ask is of $500,000, and we've currently raised $200,000, and we actually have further conversations with some other interesting VCs bodies. I'll be in Silicon Valley in September as well for this funding round, and this is also to improve our existing AI systems and move our user base from 10,000 to about 100,000 people in the next 18 months. Also, we are currently building Africa's first mental health data repository, and we currently have about 10,000 longitudinal data, which was being imputed into our systems. The next slide. So I will employ you today to invest in the future of mental health, because FriendsNPal is not just delivering care, but we are building an essential mental health infrastructure across emerging markets. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Esther. Great stuff you're doing with FriendsNPal. I've used the product myself. I like to always say that my wife likes it as well, likes what you're doing. So of course, she's one of your major customers already. So yeah, I think we have the floor open for the audience. Do we have any questions for Esther? Okay, Mokwe does have a question. Mokwe, you can go ahead.
All right, afternoon again. Well done, Esther. Nicely presented. Just a couple of questions. I might have missed it. I wanted to know what's the fee structure for this? How do you make it sticky? Is this a one-time kind of service, or on average, how long do should I call them patients or the users use this service? I'll be interested to know how that is going through. Second of all, because it's targeted in local language, is the machine learning also understanding culture, in terms of not just diagnosis, but some of the cultural values that may also be part and parcel of the mental health.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am. So I think I'll answer the last question first. So for that, the data sets we currently have, we're not leveraging the open AI. So the data we use currently are data that we have gathered ourselves from the longitudinal data that we have over the years. And I think one of the best I would say is from one of the data set that we gathered with the Lagos State team in 2023, right, where we work with youth who are struggling with substance use as well. So for the data, yes, it does understand the cultural context. It's being fine-tuned to the cultural context. And I would also add that I don't know if you know Wellcome Trust. So some of our data for the generative AI for anxiety, psychosis, and depression, some of the data set that you see is derived from FriendsNPal actually as well. So we are actually partners to ADA in the US and some other interesting research institutions. And these are because our data sets are actually culturally fine-tuned to actually fit the African market. So when I say African market, we're not just talking about Africans who live in Africa, but Africans who are also in the diaspora as well. So Africans wherever you are as well. So for the first question about the retention, so therapy is not a one-time thing. You book today and you're healed the next morning, right? So first of all, it's a process. And we have our models, we have the pay-as-you-go model and we have the subscription model. So our pay-as-you-go model is as low as $10, and it's how it works is it's IP'd according to your location. So if you're in the US, you're paying $10. If you're in Nigeria, you're paying 5,000 naira for a session, right? If you're in South Africa, you're also paying the equivalent in the South African currency as well. So that's how it works. So we've also seen high retention rates amongst our clients because we're not just providing therapy, right? It's the fact that you have access to your data, right? The conversations and the summary notes. When you even move to another country, right, you're able to assess your past assessment score or sheets as well. Because currently we use the GAD-7, which is the WHO trauma-informed assessment. That's what we use on our platform. And also the AI systems are not just OpenAI or any ChatGPT, right? They've been through rigorous mental health training processes. So, which is also the OROC 91 is one of the models that we use for the chatbot systems as well. So I wish I could do a demo, but I think a demo would have actually been able to capture everything in one stand. And also to add, our data is also anonymized. So when you sign up on the platform, there's no personal information of yourself which is being shared at all. So the data that we capture is anonymized. We're also part of the NDPR, the GDPR. We have the certifications or licenses. And we're currently working on our HIPAA compliance for the US market as well, because currently we've seen a high spike from New York City. And we're actually working with, I was reached out to by the head of psychosocial support in Geneva, IOM. And we're doing a pilot run with IOM next month, which would give us an average of $100,000 in a month, right? So I don't know if I was able to answer your question, ma'am, the both questions. All right.
Amazing. I think she has responded. Cool. I think there's another question. So we'll just take one of it quickly because we have very limited time now. We have one more startup to go after FriendsNPal. So we'll take one of the questions from Aroma Ibrahim. How do you plan to manage data collected during the user interactions on the platform? Where will these data be hosted and what measures will be put in place to ensure its security? Over to you, Esther.
All right, thank you. So I think I was able to answer like every question like in one, like last one. So I would just I think what I would add is it's actually hosted in Azure. We have like cloud security systems that we use currently. But like I said, I also have a background in software engineering, right? Aside from the fact, so I would say I'm quite grounded in this. I have a background in software engineering. I have a background in public health, and I am also a person of lived experience, having ADHD myself. So I really understand what data is as well. Okay, yeah, he said I did answer it. So yeah, we do have these. We have certifications to back up what we're doing. So we're not just persons who are just building, because so like I said, ADA, some other international research institutions currently use our data set for their research, and these data sets are anonymized. So you don't really have access to the real people who have access to this. And again, on our platforms, we make sure that users also give consent to this. So whenever you sign it up, you know, where you have the accept cookies and all that, we have the legal team who has drafted that. So they give consent to the use of data as well. I don't know if I was able to answer everybody's question, but thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, amazing. Nice one. Cool. Thank you. So we'll be going up next to the next to Iyewo, and that's the very last startup for the day. Thank you for your presence so far, for attending this session. So Iyewo is going to be the last. We're going to take the last but not the least, of course. And shortly after that, we'll be having the closing remarks by the CEO of Opolo Global, and we'll be talking about next steps right after that. So in the next 10 minutes, we should be done with this. So Iyewo, you have 5 minutes to pitch. Are you there? Like, are you on call now?
Yes, I am. I'm here.
Amazing.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I cannot see you. So
okay.
Yeah. So I mean, okay.
Can you see me now?
I can see you absolutely.
Okay.
Super. So you have the floor. Yeah.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Dr. Falake Kufoyi. It's a lovely morning. Imagine as we're here, you get a text message on your phone. Unfortunately, it's bad news about someone you love and you just left home together today, that they're in a hospital, in a coma, and doctor is telling you that, oh, they've had kidney problems and, you know, things are not looking good. And unfortunately, I lost my mom to complications of hypertensive kidney failure. Next slide, please. Nigeria has an infrastructural deficit and a human resource deficit, particularly in healthcare. This has been leading to that late diagnosis and catastrophic health spending for many families. 2 out of every 5 Nigerians has kidney disease. Next slide. And many of them are completely unaware. Now, Iyewo is looking to solve that by delivering insurance-backed, community-based primary care that is convenient and affordable to Nigeria's informal sector. And this is with financing, self-financing support. Now, from this, we're looking to deliver this by using a barefoot model with community health extension workers, telemedicine for physicians, a micro savings platform for Ajo for Health to power a proactive continuous care model to help people maintain their health. Next slide. Now, all of this problem sits on a healthcare industry that is valued at $5 billion. We're looking at a TAM of 1.8, a SAM of 720 million, and Iyewo is looking to obtain a market with 12 million clients at about $144 million over the next maybe 24 months. Our target customer, as you can see, Mama De, she sells 6 days a week in the market. She saves her job for tuition, house rent, and people like her make up over 80% of Nigeria's workforce as the informal sector. Next slide. Now, how it works, someone like Mama De would sign up with a group or a cluster in the market. She pays her monthly dues. She gets a medical onboarding and a care plan. And from there, she starts getting weekly market visits, which are fixed and scheduled. And if she needs any other thing, you know, she can always reach out and someone comes to the market to solve. Below are some of the subscription plans that we have. We have the market health, home care plans for retirees, and flexi plans for small business owners who are not physically in the market. Next slide. Now, traction. Since we've launched, we have 1 market clinic. We are active in 3 markets, and we have registered almost 1,200 and counting numbers. And then also we have a revenue of almost $10,000. Next slide. And revenue is, before I talk about the revenue, our competitors. So someone like Mama De would get care from our team in the market on ground, which is a preferred location for her. She has access to a health savings wallet that we give her. Our care is generally more affordable than most, but we're also offering telemedicine for escalation and prompt resolution of problems. And as you can see, it's a mix and match for other providers. We are the only ones who are doing it this way for them, and Greenlight all the way. Next slide, please. Now, looking at the money, we make money from subscription fees, retail profits on retail medications and small equipment like blood pressure machine. And then also we have referral fees from labs and diagnostics or specialists. Also, we make revenue from processing fees and just on the health savings. Next slide. Market strategy is very important, or go-to-market strategy is very important in this group because it requires a lot of community engagement and stakeholder partnerships and alliance, and that is what has been driving and helping us penetrate the market to be able to get them in groups. But also for the other, groups like the Flexi Health, where we need to do target marketing and social media marketing for those who are mostly online and not in the market. Next slide. Next slide, please. So this is the team. I lead the team. I have 23 combined years experience in medicine and public health, both in the US and Nigeria. And I have the rest of my team has over 40 years experience in software development, community and grassroots engagement, operations, and financial management. Those are some of our advisors there who are in technology, marketing, and finance. Next slide. So our ask, we're looking for $100,000 for a 12-month runway, but very importantly, we're looking for strategic partnerships. And this is going to help us in expanding our team and our reach, improving our operations so that we can get more clients. And as you can see, our roadmap down there, those are the things we're looking to achieve in the next 18 months, which is, to be able to launch in 3 more markets before the end of this year. By the end of the year, also, we would like to have almost 3,000 clients with 1,500 new signups. By next year, we want to AI assist in our telemedicine platform to be able to improve the speed of care that is delivered. And also by the end of next year, we're hoping to have doubled our subscriber base to almost 5,000. Next slide. So thank you for taking the time to listen to my pitch. Join us at Iyewo in securing the well-being of Nigeria's workforce. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Falake, for that. Very interesting. Are there any questions for Iyewo before we close for the day? I mean, does Paul have a question? It looks like you are muted.
No.
Okay, so are there any questions for Iyewo before we move on to the closing remarks? I mean, it's been a very interesting morning, and yeah, we started earlier in the morning around 11, and now we are already past almost at 1 p.m. Any questions? Okay, looks like there are no questions. Okay, thank you so much, Falake, for joining the session. Thank you for pitching. We'll be going up next to the closing remarks at this point in time. We have Isioma, the CEO of Opolo Global, here on the call to just take us through that. Over to you, Isioma.
Well, thank you, Joba, and well done. Thank you all for taking the time out to be here today. And a big thank you, of course, to our investors, partners, ecosystem friends who've joined us today, and to the amazing founders. I see that some incredible work has been put in here, and I think it gives me great joy and pride to see a number of female founders represented here. Today is a snapshot of why we built Opolo, to spotlight founders solving real African problems and to create a bridge between them and the partners who can help them scale. We're on a mission, and our vision is to be Africa's leading innovation powerhouse, turning some of the boldest ideas into high growth ventures with global scale. So as you've seen today, there's so much talent and opportunity here, and we want this conversations to continue beyond today. On that note, I'll hand over to Joba. Well done, Joba, to share how you can connect directly with the startups you've seen today. That's for the investors and also for just to continue the conversation, basically. We're here for the startups, and we're here to continue to mentor and support them along the journey. And we hope that if you haven't joined the Opolo Collective yet, you'll find some time to do that soon. Thank you again, and have a great day, everyone.
Amazing. Thank you, Isioma. Thanks everyone for joining the call. So just as next steps, before the end of the day, we'll be sharing all the pitch decks to all partners and investors on the call. We're sharing with you. And all you need to do is just reply with the startup interest in the meeting, and we'll set up a one-on-one between yourself and the startup, right? And yeah, we'll take it up from there. And after that as well, we'd also like to invite you to the Opolo Collective. I mean, the team has been sharing the link to join the collective, and you can as well just, follow the link to join. Thanks to all the investors, like Isioma has said, thanks to everyone from ARM Investments, from Antler, from AfriGlocal, from, I mean, I'm sorry if I'm unable to call all the investors that are here, but we see you, we appreciate it, and we hope to have more of this, even going forward. Thanks, everyone, and we'll see you on the next one. Thanks, Daniel. It's good seeing you. Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.